Welcome to The Resistance, Player 2's full playthrough series dedicated to the Resistance franchise as developed by Insomniac Games. That means Resistance Fall of Man, Resistance 2 and Resistance 3. My name is Paul James and welcome to part 10 of the series. Let's dive back into it. Alright, cutscene.
We had been at Cardiff for several hours when I received a radio message from Hale. He told me he was in London, and he asked if snow was normal for July. He described a tower in the middle of London, one far bigger than that which they had found in Somerset, and with power conduits emerging in all directions. He said, if we destroy the tower, we destroy the Chimera. For all I knew, Hale was completely mad. And even if what he was saying was true, we had no idea how to destroy the tower. But there was one new factor working in our favor. I had been able to contact the Americans, and they had joined forces with us in Cardiff. I decided to gamble that Hale was right. I convinced the Americans to help launch a full assault on the tower. We were bringing everything we had to London. I was counting on Hale to clear out a landing zone. If he couldn't take out the Stalkers, the mission would be over before it began.
As you can see, continuity-wise, new lighting. So, sorry if that's a little bit jarring from past entries in this series to this one. But things should be far better now. So, as I said before, this is now our 10th entry into this series. And basically the reason why we're going back through it is because A, I have a great love for the Resistance franchise. B, I think it's one that PlayStation really needs to consider investing some time into. And I talk a little bit more about it on a new PlayStation podcast that I'm a part of, Operation PlayStation, which you can go check out on podcast services everywhere now. But it's one that PlayStation really needs to look into because Halo is big. Halo is coming to the Xbox, and PlayStation would benefit from having something of that ilk to be in the same discussion as Halo. And Resistance, perhaps the perfect franchise for that, as far as I'm concerned. We'll go with the carbine to begin with, we'll go with the carbine to begin with. We'll have a little peek around here. See who we aggro. Come, put them all away. Let's go. Some health, not that that's of any use to me just yet. And it did... I think I finished the level with the auger, which is why... I said that. Yeah, let's switch the but there's an auger. Wait for this to get big, open your head out. Oh man, prick just won't go down. There we go. Definitely not the only auger in the area, that's for sure. Based on the sound effects anyway. Corner again? Come on. butchered that. Alright, that's the majority of them. Let's up the ante a little bit. Get some health. Then we'll pick off that guy from nice long range. Assume he's down. No scope. The Call of Duty fans go wild. Maybe not even specifically Call of Duty fans, maybe the tweens. Alright. Bit more health. We'll just fix everything up after that battering that I copped there for a bit. We'll get up on this central platform. I can see a bit more health over there. Hopefully no one pops out to greet me. Coast seems clear. Ish. Oh shit. How far back are we? Oh, the beginning. Righto. Righto. We'll deal with the little spidery turrets. Jeez. I enjoyed it when the auger wielder was on the other side of that wall before and remained there. I don't have any other ammo. Or grenades. Alright. Still, again, took too much health at the beginning there. The auger's just a bloody powerful weapon, on top of the fact that you can then shoot it through walls. So I'm hopeful that there's a bit of health scattered around here. Shotgun shells are good. There we go. Now, we know where they're going to come from. Let's quickly reload. Still don't have any bullseye ammo. Maybe we can throw the hailstorm out. Alright. We're going to have to kind of carefully scoot around and try and pick him off long range again. Oh, there's another one down low. That makes things a little bit easier. Hopefully that did the job. Looks as though it has. Just, yeah, need to collect some health packs. Get myself back on an even keel again. Still only 3/4 health. So if there's one more, there it is. Alright, let's get the hailstorm ready and we can just throw it out there. Getting tired of augers. He says as he uses one himself. Where is he? There we go. Now, there will still be an auger up there. I have no doubt. In fact, I don't know. Gotcha. Still don't know where the big bloke with the auger is that was shooting at me before. Full of health, we've got some there behind me if need be. Let's see what we're in for. Oh. Oof. Alright, now we better use that health pack over here. Keep ourselves afloat. Nothing around here. Bit more health though, that's handy. Keep those eyes darting around. So I'm just thinking the far eye so that potentially I can slow down time, pick any goon that takes a shot at me off. Right, didn't work as well as I'd expected. Oh, health. They're definitely not giving me the... It's basically like a second take on the bullseye there, that kind of laser weapon that those guys are using against me. Because, as I mentioned in past playthroughs, there's certain weapons that only unlock in your second playthrough. Like, they're obviously not compulsory. They're obviously not compulsory for your first playthrough, but they're handy to have in the back pocket for subsequent playthroughs, and whether that's on higher difficulties or whatever. Not eager to screw around. Oh. on, there's one of you. For now. The rest will be out there. Here they come. We'll wait for them. Ooh. Maybe we'll just take half a step or two backwards. And just avoid aggroing them too much. Ah, there he is. Oh. But there's one goon. We'll be careful, but we might just go slightly more on the offensive and just take him out once we reload and whatnot. These bricks are still rolling around down the bottom here. Carl, where are you? There you are. Oh, he was stuck. Alright. Cool, calm, collected, full health. They're far bigger than the ones at the beginning. They've matured somewhat. Oh. Alright. Let's just go one cheap far eye shot. Come on. Whew. Hedgehogs are great until they're being thrown. There we go. Still don't have any grenades of my own. No auger ammo. Hailstorm. maze and bunker of sorts. Which, if I'm being honest, I don't think I've ever noticed before. Like, might have been an easy way to get the jump on them. Peek through. Oh. Let's swap to something with a smidge more punch. Down. Oh, these. Come on. Let's just quickly sneak out of there. When their guns clip like that, it does make IDing them Where the bullseye. There we go.
You'll need to get to a clearing. A big clearing.
Alright, well, we can do that. We won't be too far away from one either. There we go. End of level.
I'm outside. Where are you?
Right, we see you now. Be advised, Sergeant. We're coming in heavy and a little low. Bloody hell! I can't land with that stalker there.
So we've got some stalkers floating around. Keeps things entertaining, usually. So if you're jumping into this series at this particular entry, like I said before, there's 9 previous parts, so be sure to go and check them out. And then beyond this, we've got probably 2 more. Then we're going to dive into Resistance 2, Resistance 3. I've had some people even ask for me to do Retribution, the PSP game, which I believe I have the means to do. I think it's available on the Vita digitally, and then I can use the PlayStation Vita TV to make that happen, so I think I can do that too. Here we go, this will be fun, if I can get a tank. Don't want to. Let's find the Hailstorm, no Lark ammo, which is less than ideal. He just went with some random shots and stuck him. Ugh. Yourself for a second. quickly switch to the bullseye here. Hopefully, that's the lot and/or a little reprieve. Tank. There's our reprieve.
Alright, now get after those tin spiders.
Now these are the ones that I'd seen so much promo art of in the lead of the Resistance, so way back in 2005-6 Sapper. And they looked so awesome. And we unfortunately don't see enough of them in this first game. As far as I can tell. Sabretooth's such a beast, we should deal with these guys fairly easily. Should be like shelling peas. It's just that it's a little hard to see at times where these shots are actually coming from. They're like little pinpricks. Just sometimes they'll get themselves in awkward spots and just can't quite shoot through the whatever environmental obstacles there might be. It's just the husk. Do we need to go in there? No, we're going to be sticking with this for a while. It's just a matter of which way to go. Is that level of detail? I don't recall. Come on. Maybe it was just clearance. Like we just had to clear everyone. I don't really recall. Bit of movement over here. They're just broken parts. Scrap. There's our path. Got the rocket. An unlimited quantity. I'll use it. The Stalker over there can't quite get me, so I'll pick off those guys up the top, give myself a little bit of extra breathing. Though I haven't been knocked around very much so far, which has been great. I know there's a stalker somewhere, basically on the other side of that building, just here. Nothing down there. Plenty of ammo though from all this. Just gonna have to be very, very careful. Let's get a shotgun for some of these tighter little corridors and hallways. Though this is quite an open part of the building. Come on. Where are they? Gotcha. Not really how I wanted to do it. I should have been a bit smarter and protected my health a little more. Oh. But we got there. We found ourselves in like a little hive of sort. Lots of little branching paths and little nooks. Come on. Trip the environment out a bit. Up we go. Yeah, there we go. Let's pause and all that because there's so much health out here. So let's break up a bit of that. Make sure I'm not giving myself a fairly cheap death. Oh. There's the music gone, so we're right to finish the level even. And this particular entry of the Resistance.
Our forces arrived in London nearly unscathed. It was hard not to stare in awe at the tower. We had only fled London 6 months earlier, and now it was almost unrecognizable. The whole city was covered in snow. I knew the Chimera thrived in cold weather, but it was hard to fathom how they might actually be altering the climate itself. The power conduits, the snow, and the tower had to be related in some way. There was no time to think about it. Their armies were already guarding the tower, and more would be coming. We set the tanks up in assault formation and started across Tower Bridge. The last tanks were crossing the bridge when we saw Goliaths approaching from behind. We had to destroy the bridge before they caught up to our tanks. Hale and a few other soldiers took up defensive positions while the charges were being set.
But we're not going to see that until next time. So that concludes this entry of the Resistance. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing, all those buttons down the bottom, and hit that notification bell, that way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patch, The Insider, more Player 2 plays, the late game review, Gamer School, and a whole lot more. We've got some awesome content there, so please be sure to go and check it out. Visit the website player2.net.au where you find reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to our podcast series Patched, which I mentioned a moment ago in video. It also has an audio form, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. There are some awesome guests, and if you're a PlayStation fan, one coming up that you, well, by now it might even be out. You might want to go check that out. So go and subscribe. If you're a PlayStation fan, there's a big one coming for you. Outside of podcasts and the website, we're also on Patreon. Patreon.com/player2au. Kick in a few bucks. At the lower tiers, you'll get early access to episodes. At the higher tiers, you'll get monthly episode exclusives. Finally, there's Twitter. You can find me at Paul James Games. The website you find at Player2au. And until next time, that has been The Resistance. Welcome to The Resistance.